Are you ready for some more trance power? You might know him as Movement, you might know him as FERRY, you might know him as System F, but tonight he's simply called FERRY, CORSTEN.
Once I was this little boy, you know, in his in his bedroom, you know, mixing records, and bought my first synthesizer. Just hooked up with a couple of guys who had already equipment, and with my friend Robert, and yeah, you know, it's from there we created some tracks and sent it to a local record label, and they brought it out, they put it out, and there we go. When you go to countries where you've never been before, it's like the first gig in your tour is always like, yeah, what will it be like? But as soon as you've done the first gig, it's fine, you know. Just it's almost an automatic pilot and just go. Yeah.
Excellent. And the scene in Holland, obviously you do a bit around Europe as well. What are some of your favourite places to play?
I'm playing in England most of the time. Holland, it's alright. Holland's a very good country for big raves. You know, we have the biggest rave in Holland is called Dance Valley, and it's an outdoor festival in the summer, and it's 61,000 people this year, which is just incredible.
So what's the different feeling for you? You get up there in front of, say, a small club crowd or just a huge paddock full of people?
Well, you know, a small crowd in a small club is very good if the crowd is really in your face and really like this, you know. And but in Holland the clubs are not really like that. So I prefer in Holland I prefer to play in the big raves, because then the crowd is really like hands in the air.
Excellent. The latest Ministry album you've got out?
Trance 4. Yeah, it's just been released, and it's got to #1 straight away in England. So yeah, what can I say?
How does it feel to get #1 just as soon as it's released?
It's great. It's just yeah, it's just good satisfaction, really.
Is it something you expect?
No. You know, you try to go for it with the track listing, because the track listing was a very clever one this time. A lot of big records, and not too many cheesy records. Very big records. So yeah.
Excellent. So who are some of the producers or fellow DJs over there you're hanging out with or you admire?
In Holland, I hang out with Armin van Buuren, Chesto, Sander Kleineberg, Vincent de Moor. Yeah, lately I'm just in contact with Timo Maas and some of those people. Yeah, a lot of English people as well.
So initial thoughts of Aussie ravers?
Oh, really good. Yeah, really up for it, and very enthusiastic, very into it. Really, you know, they knew exactly what was going on. So yeah.
What else you got planned while you're staying in Australia?
Play. Well, tonight Canberra, it's Brisbane, Cairns and Port Douglas. Yeah, that's it. Perth, Melbourne on Saturday, and then Auckland on a Sunday. I'm going to the Philippines after that, and to Japan, and so it's. A lot of new projects scheduled for next year.
Excellent. Obviously, you like doing it all, but is it the creation or the playing, the DJing? What?
It's both. You know, it helps each other. Your creations, your productions help you as a DJ, and your DJing helps you as a producer as well.
And how would you describe the music style?
Probably energetic trance, energetic melodic dance music, more or less.
What are the FERRY CORSTEN plans from now and into the future?
Building System F into like a main stage artist or main stage act, a bit more like Faithless. So more live elements, but still very club-wise. Yeah, the Aussie fans, I want to thank everyone here, of course. But I have like to all the Australian producers and upcoming DJs and producers, just stick to what you do. You know, that's what I did as well, and eventually it will happen.
FERRY and I, we both started when we were 18 years old. did our first record at that time. And now he's 26, I'm 27. So 9 years afterwards, it's growing and growing.
And how have you seen the music scene change over that time?
A lot. If you listen to our first release and what we are now up to, it's so different. It's a very big range.
And do you feel you have some influence over how the music's developing?
Well, definitely for FERRY. When FERRY started System F out of the blue, it was one of the first big trance tunes. And afterwards, there were more of those tunes coming.
What sort of feelings do you go through when you're standing up there, you're halfway through your set, you look out, you see the crowd going crazy? What does that do?
Especially if it's your own record, you're producing it in your own studio, listening to it and asking FERRY what she thinks about it and vice versa. And then you're in a big crowd and everybody's, that does something with you. Yeah. You feel very powerful in a good way. I mean it. Yeah.
And what do you think about raving culture worldwide generally? What do you think about ravers?
Yeah, that's why it's very good to be in Australia right now, to see that it's not only in Europe going on, but also in Australia. Yesterday in Sydney it was brilliant. It was such a good atmosphere. And you seem to forget about that when you're in Rotterdam and you're not leaving Europe. But then you're in Australia, you see, well, it's all over the world. So that's very good, very good. So, well, I said this is kind of a holiday, but in one way it's a sort of working holiday, because when you go back you have so much new energy and you see what happened over here. So maybe the next new releases on Tsunami from me and from FERRY and me, I think Australia contributes in the new releases. Must be.